some time, but we're doing the behind the scenes. Boxing for Breakfast about to kick off right now, so you guys get to tune in. But you can also go to Box Center with Jay Smith to the show itself, and you can interact with me. But you can see what we're talking about, what we're doing right here on Box Center 2.0. Check it. Let me kick the show off. Bam! Bam! My peoples. My peoples. Welcome to Boxing for Breakfast. I'm Jay Smith. And you already know what it is, man. This is where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. We talking boxing. That's what we do. I'm Jay Smith. And let me just say, man, it's a beautiful day. If you up, if you breathing, God gave you another day. You get to enjoy life. You get to enjoy family. You get to enjoy the sweet science. Thank you, God, for giving us another one. Yes, sir. Let me give a shout out to those already tuned in. Side in the building. Toy Mafia in the building. Salute, family. Check this out, fellas. Ryan Garcia has stated that he will be back in July. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you've seen it, but he already posted about it. Back in action in July. So the magic question is, who is Ryan Garcia going to fight? Who's going to be Ryan Garcia's first opponent as a world champion? It's going to be interesting to see. Is he going to, get himself a nice little cherry pick to get an easy title defense? Or is Ryan Garcia going to be going after the big guns? We need to find out what is Ryan Garcia going to do next. I will say, I'm going to tell you this right now. Oh, man, that says it's going to be a cherry. Think it's going to be an easy cherry just to make sure he could, defend that title without having to struggle, nothing like that. Just let me keep this and get this little bag right quick. Let me just say this, man. I'm hopeful that the next opponent is going to be Shakur Stevenson. Yes, sir. I could be wrong. But ain't nothing wrong with having hope, right? We already seen them going back and forth on social media. We seen Ryan talking about, I'll go to 140 and take your belt. Also talk about the 144 catch weight. And of course, interested in that fight. A lot of people want to fight Ryan Garcia these days, especially now that he's a world champion. Before he had a belt, a lot of people already wanted to fight him because he's such a big star. He represents a big payday, the biggest payday for a lot of people. That's Ryan Garcia. So much hate, so many naysayers, yet here he is, one of the biggest stars in boxing, talking about he's potentially coming back in the month of July. We're already in March. That means he's not trying to take a long layoff. He probably going to fight 3 times this year. Because if he fights in July, we'll probably see him again at the end of the year or towards the end of the year. But I really would like to see that fight. If it's not Shakur Stevenson, then here's the magic question, Si. You're saying it's going to be a cherry. If it's not going to be Shakur Stevenson, who is next for Ryan Garcia, my peoples? Who is Ryan Garcia going to fight next? And by the way, man, no ghost watching in 2026. Whether you're on Box Center 2.0 or you're on Box Center with Jay Smith, no ghost watching in 2026. Hit that like button, my peoples. Double tap that screen. But what do you guys think, man? Who is next for Ryan Garcia? My hope is that it's Shakur Stevenson. Until proven otherwise, I'm going to keep hoping for that. Because I want to see that fight, man. I really do want to see Ryan Garcia fight Shakur Stevenson. Those are 2 big stars, 2 young fighters. Right now, they both reigning world champions. Why not? Why would I not want to see those 2 mix it up? And by the way, I don't know if it was something that he posted or something that he said in an interview, but Keith Thurman said that Ryan Garcia has a shot at beating Shakur Stevenson because of his power. You know, he got skills, but he got that power that can change everything in a fight. And I'm going to tell you guys this, and I said it before. I feel like you guys know styles make fights. That's what boxing is about. Styles make fights. And I honestly feel like Ryan Garcia's style is going to give Shakur a more interesting fight than Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo, listen, no disrespect to Teofimo. I got mad respect for him, for everything he accomplished in the sport of boxing. But y'all seen him. He got cooked, absolutely cooked by Shakur Stevenson. I think that Ryan Garcia gives Shakur a better fight than Teofimo Lopez. And I don't know, man, at some point we might actually end up seeing Ryan versus Teo. That's a fight I would like to see. Like, there's a lot of matchups that I think many of us want to see with Ryan Garcia. But right now, my best fight for Ryan Garcia is Shakur Stevenson. That's the one I'd like to see the most, personally. Of course, the potential of Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, that's a great fight. That will be a very much anticipated rematch. But right now it's looking like Devin Haney's gonna fight Rollies. Rollies Romero. So we don't know exactly if that fight is gonna happen, but we've seen Rollies and Devin going back and forth on social media. We've seen Rollies even posting like, yo, I signed my side of the contract. Sign the contract, Devin. Stop playing games. And Devin's like, damn, you thirsty. I never see you so thirsty. You must be getting close to having to fight your mandatory or something. Because you thirst. So the interaction between Devin Haney, Rollies Romero, is looking like they're going to end up meeting up in the ring for their next fight. And I like that one. I like it. If you think about it, Rollies looked spectacular in his last fight. He looked good. He looked real good versus, when he beat Ryan Garcia, I feel like we saw the best version of Rollies Romero that we ever seen. Looked real sharp. The jab was on point. The footwork, the movement. He wasn't, the usual brawler that we see that just want to get in there and bang it out. He was more strategic with it. More patient. I remember I was talking to Greg Hackett about him, and he was like, yo, he's not as jumpy as he normally is. He's more calm now. And that's something that we definitely saw in the ring from Rollies. So Rollies versus Devin, that's a good fight if they make it happen. And a rematch between Rollies and Ryan Garcia, that's a good fight. Miguel, salute family, bam. Shout out to those tuning in on Box Center with Jay Smith, and shout out to those tuning in on Box Center 2.0, my people. No ghost watching in 2026. You gotta hit that like button, man. Stop playing with me. I'm giving you this smoke, my peoples. Sorry, Ryan will throw more punches at Shakur than Teo. I believe that. Sorry. But I still see him getting cooked. What do you guys say on Box Center 2.0, man? Does Ryan Garcia beat Shakur Stevenson, or does Shakur Stevenson smoke him? Underrated Will. Salute, family. Look, I want to tell you what. Ryan Garcia just became a champion for the first time. And honestly, I saw it coming. I did predict that he was going to beat Mario Barrios, but I've seen it coming from a long time ago. Underrated Will. Chiming in on Box Center with Jay Smith. Chiming in on Box Center 2.0. Always showing love. Appreciate you, my brother. Bam. The behind the scenes right here. So I expected Ryan Garcia to become a world champion at some point. I just saw it coming. And that's it. Now that he's a world champion, now that his star power just skyrocketed more than ever, he has options. He'll be able to fight whoever he want to fight. What's next? Who's next? Who's going to be his next opponent? I'm excited to see. I'm excited to hear. when he announces it. Who will Ryan Garcia fight next, my people? He says that he's coming back in July. We already in March. We're talking about 4 months from now. We may see Ryan Garcia. Are we going to see him against Shakur Stevenson? That's what I want to know. Is he going to fight Shakur? And then I ask you guys, right? Who's next for Ryan Garcia? If you could take a guess, if it's not going to be Shakur Stevenson, who do you think Ryan Garcia will fight next? And then, of course, if he's not going to fight Shakur Stevenson, then the major question for Shakur as well. Who is Shakur going to fight next? Who's going to be their next opponent if they're not fighting each other? Look, man, these are two of the biggest young names in boxing. Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia. For not just for that reason, I want to see them fight each other next, but because of the skill set that they bring to the table. Styles make fights, and I believe that both of them have a style that'll mesh perfectly to give us a great fight. Miguel, good morning. It's the deadline in Spanish. I don't know what deadline you're referring to, my brother, but the show's in English, my G. You could talk to me in Spanish if you want to, but the show's in English, family. Check me out, fellas. Check me out. Virgil Ortiz versus Oscar De La Hoya saga continues. Listen to what Virgil Ortiz said. Although the judge didn't see it our way, my team and I will be moving to arbitration and to the court appeal. My time with Golden Boy is done. I am confident that my right to move on to other opportunities will be upheld. Yo, Virgil Ortiz sounds like a dummy right there. He's saying that his right to go to other opportunities will be upheld. You goofball. You cannot uphold something that was never even granted in the first place. What do you mean upheld? What was actually upheld is that contract that you got with Golden Boy. Yo, listen. I know Ryan Garcia, Virgil Ortiz got lawyers. I ain't letting them say dumb stuff like that. My right will be upheld. Is that word maybe not in your vocabulary? You're not used to expressing yourself like that, so you're saying something that don't even make no sense? It's Oscar De La Hoya's contract that's actually being upheld. But watch this, my peoples. Y'all remember that I told you? Whoa. Activity. You guys remember that, right? You guys remember I said that. Virgil is cooked. So he's saying that his time with Golden Boy is done, meaning he ain't going to fight under Golden Boy. But he's under contract with them. So how are you going to fight? You're not going to fight. That's the problem. Until May of next year, of 2027, you're not going to fight. You cooked. I told you this was not going to go his way. And the court already ruled in De La Hoya's favor. Now they're going to go to arbitration. You know what arbitration means? It means we're going to sit down and we're going to try to come to an agreement. De La Hoya could tell him, you want to buy yourself out of your contract? Give me $40 million. Give me 20, give me 30, whatever he want. You don't want to buy yourself out of this contract? You cooked. You're under contract until May of next year, goofy. Underrated will. I think Virgil should retire and don't let Golden Boy fight against his will. Underrated will. I mean, if he feels stuff not right. So, that's it. He already expressed himself. He done with Golden Boy. But I already told you guys before, If you sue your promoter and you lose in court, your ass is cooked. You're at the mercy of the promoter. Now Oscar De La Hoya has the luxury to say, you're either gonna fight this person or you're not fighting at all. I had some dummy on social media telling me, nah, Oscar De La Hoya just protecting him. Oscar De La Hoya is protecting him. You think about this, my peoples. Virgil's trying to leave, trying to backdoor Oscar De La Hoya with Eddie Hearn, try to sue him in court. And now he's saying, I'm done with Golden Boy. Do you think Oscar De La Hoya is going to be trying to protect him? Does that sound like your promoter want to protect you? If anything, your promoter want to feed you to the lions and get you a loss before you leave the company, if anything. Ronaldo, good morning, my people. Boxing for breakfast, salute family, bam. Underrated, well, hit the like button. Boxing for breakfast family, hell yeah, my peoples. Hit that like button. Remember, no ghost watching. So, I feel like Virgil made a huge mistake. He made a huge mistake with the lawsuit, made a huge mistake trying to become a free agent, and it's going to show. Because if he's inactive, doesn't get a single fight until May of next year, that's more than a year from now, a year and change from now. If he don't get a single fight, Oscar sit him on a shelf to collect dust. Don't you think that it's a mistake? It's a big mistake. With a year left in his contract, Virgil Ortiz could have just fought and said, yo, let me play out my contract. There's probably 2 or 3 more fights left. Let me make those 2, 3 fights, make that money, stay active, and when the contract is done, I'm not going to re-sign with Oscar. Cool. You could have did that. You should have did that. Because now trying to sue Oscar De La Hoya backfired. Virgil Ortiz is talking about, yeah, the judge ruled against me, but I'm done with Golden Boy. Your ass is cooked, Goofy. You on the contract until midway next year. You're cooked. No fight for you unless you do what De La Hoya say you gotta do. That's your boss, homie. Your ass is cooked. For a year and change, you're gonna be under Oscar De La Hoya. And let me show you. Remember, Virgil saying, look at it right there. Virgil saying that he's done. That his time with Golden Boy is over. Right? But look what he's saying at the end. That it's only a matter of time. Oh, it's only a matter of time? Sure. That time could be over a year of inactivity. And then look at this. Look what Oscar De La Hoya said. Watch what Oscar De La Hoya said himself. Oscar De La Hoya vows to enforce Virgil Ortiz Jr. contract. He gonna enforce that contract. You're not gonna be able to get out of it. Because it's what I told you before, my peoples. If you're under contract with somebody, whether it's 1 year, whether it's 2 years, whatever it is, the only way you get out of that contract is if there's a breach from the other party. If Oscar De La Hoya breaches the contract, then yes, Virgil Ortiz would have been able to leave. But no such breach has taken place. There's been no breach. So what are you talking about? You want to leave? And I said it from the beginning. He had a horrible argument. Oh yeah, I'm leaving Golden Boy because their contract with the Zone expired. Buddy, you didn't have a contract with the Zone. What the hell the Zone got to do with your contract directly with Golden Boy? Nothing. You ain't got a contract with the Zone. You ain't got a contract. So, from the beginning, I said it. Virgil Ortiz got a horrible argument for him to become a free agent. I didn't see it happening. I saw this thing playing out in Oscar De La Hoya's favor, and it did. It did. Now they're gonna go to arbitration, but Oscar De La Hoya already said it. I'm enforcing that contract, baby. You ain't going a damn place. Side, crazy how Ryan Garcia got a belt before Virgil. Yup. Clarence McLean. Yo, salute my people. Jay Smith, top of the morning. Salute, family. Bam. You already know what it is. We talking boxing. Welcome to everybody tuning in, man. Boxing for breakfast. You know how we get down. Yo, Clarence, what do you think about the Oscar De La Hoya Virgil Ortiz situation, bro? From the beginning, I said it was a mistake on Virgil's side because if you sue your promoter and you lose and you stuck on the contract, you cooked. You cooked. You at the mercy of your promoter. So now Virgil Ortiz is under contract with Golden Boy until May of next year, and he's talking about he's done. He's literally saying, nah, I'm done with Golden Boy. I'm done with them. Okay, you saying that you done with Golden Boy, but you under contract. You can't fight nobody else if it's not under Golden Boy. So, what do I see happening? I see the potential of Virgil Ortiz staying inactive for over a year. Inactive until May of next year. And it's further than May because in May the contract ends. It's not going to be like he's going to have a fight lined up for the same day the contract ended, right? The contract ends and then he get back into the rhythm, back into negotiation where he could fight again. And he probably fighting at the end of next year for the first time. Clarence McLean, I think he bit off more than he can chew. I agree with you. I agree. And, you know, he's dealing with high-powered lawyers. I don't know how they even try to make an argument that he's a free agent because Golden Boy's contract with the Zone ended. That doesn't even make no sense. Virgil Ortiz was never under contract with the Zone. So I'm looking at, from the very beginning, I was like, yo, he's not going to win in court. You're not going to be Oscar in court. Talking about, yeah, the contract with the Zone ended, so I need to be a free agent, but I'm not in contract with the Zone. Then what are we talking about? You're wasting everybody's time with that shit. 808 Shorts. Hey, big bro. You seen Jai Opetaia, Brandon Glenn face off? Jai wasn't wearing his IBF title, but they have his Ring Magazine belt. Thoughts on that Zuffa situation? So, I think that, because I remember one time also, Canelo was going to fight in Riyadh season, and they didn't let him wear the WBC belt for the face-off. They were like, nah, take that shit off. So I think that's mostly because they want to promote, you know, Riyadh season, Ring Magazine, Zuffa. They don't want to promote the sanctioning bodies like that. But they already said that they're going to allow Jai Opetaia to fight for Undisputed, to go out to pursue the other titles. So I agree with that. What's Virgil's beef with Oscar? It's hard to say because if you go back, historically, Virgil Ortiz has always talked positively, in a positive way about Oscar De La Hoya. Always Oscar De La Hoya took care of me and my family, helped me become a star, never done anything wrong to me. Like, he's always talked super positive. Tay, salute, my brother. He's always talked super positive about Oscar De La Hoya. Now, here's what Oscar De La Hoya said, and I think it could be true. Oscar De La Hoya said that Canelo's going to start his own promotional company, and he's trying to sign Virgil. So he got Virgil, the lawyer that helped him get out of his contract with Golden Boy, he got him that same lawyer and say, yo, get him out of there. So Virgil's basically trying to leave, supposedly, to go with with Canelo Alvarez or with Eddie Hearn, who already offered some contracts. And I don't know. I think that's just it. I think he's just trying to go with somebody else and pursue different opportunities. That's what it looks like. But he went the wrong way about it. If the contract ends next year in May, he could have just allowed the fight to happen with Boots under Golden Boy and Matchroom. In a way, he tried to backdoor De La Hoya. And Eddie Hearn tried to backdoor him too because he's under contract with Golden Boy, and Eddie Hearn is offering deals when he's under contract. You can't be doing that. That's collusion. You can't do that. No, that's tampering. That's tampering or something like that. He's under contract with Golden Boy. How you offering? So obviously Virgil Ortiz was trying to backdoor De La Hoya because they could have made the fight between Golden Boy and Matchroom. What he tried to do is leave Golden Boy and make it with Matchroom alone, where if both fighters are on the same promotional company, then they can make more money because it's not being split. So Eddie Hearn could make more money if he got both of the fighters, and Virgil could make more money if he does it over there. But it's not a good look for... I'm going to put it to you like this. Virgil Ortiz tried to do De La Hoya like Conor Benn did Eddie Hearn. Y'all seen what Conor Benn did. Eddie Hearn been looking out for him. Been at his side. When he fell to that steroid controversy, Eddie Hearn was there for him. While people turned their back on Conor Benn, Eddie was there. And then look, he did him dirty. So Virgil Ortiz tried to do the same thing. The only difference is Conor Benn's contract was over. So he could just go wherever he want. Virgil Ortiz can't do whatever he want. Underrated. Well, I think being with Eddie Hearn is the best option. Now, safe to say Virgil has loyalty issues. It looks like it. It looks like he got loyalty issues because the man made you a star, has gotten you all these career paydays, has put you in position to fight for titles, and you want to just sneak out of your contract like that? Man, not a good look. Tay, Rick Martin trying to back also. Clarence McLean, Oscar already feels some kind of way about Eddie. Imagine. There's already been tension. You're 100% right, Clarence. There's already been tension between Oscar and Eddie. Now Eddie trying to backdoor him out of Virgil Ortiz. So, for the people who say, nah, Virgil, Oscar's just trying to protect Virgil. You think after this shit, Oscar trying to protect him? If anything, Oscar want to feed him to the wolves. Let me get your ass whoop before you leave. We already know you're leaving. Why would a promoter try to protect a fighter that he knows is leaving? That he knows try to backdoor him. Braskarog in the building. Salute, family. Bam. Braskarog says Virgil going to be waiting for a court date. Let that sink in. He's cooked. I said it from the very beginning. Cooked, my peoples. Let's segue into this one, y'all. The WBC orders Lamar Roach versus William Zepeda for the vacant WBC lightweight title. What was Zepeda's last fight? Wasn't it when he lost to Shakur Stevenson? Has he fought since? Has Zepeda fought since losing to Shakur Stevenson? Seemed like Virgil manager wants more money because Golden Boy approved the fight. They just want to be part of it. You see, that's the thing, bro. That Virgil, Oscar De La Hoya, was actually trying to make the fight too. He was trying to make the fight. There was this narrative out there that Oscar De La Hoya don't want to make the fight because he's protecting Virgil. Nah. He wanted to make the fight with Boost, but it had to be a fight between Matchroom and Golden Boy. And Virgil Ortiz and Eddie Hearn, they both tried to backdoor De La Hoya and do it over there. It didn't work out. Not working out in court thus far. Sad. Shakur was his last fight, so there you have it. There you have it. Clarence McLean, that Shakur fight was July 11th last year. Now, here's the funny thing about that. Y'all know that Ryan Garcia was coming off of a loss to Rollies and got a title shot. Canelo Alvarez will be coming off of a loss to Terrence Crawford, and he's getting a title shot. I think he's fighting for the vacant WBC strap that was taken from Crawford. And now, William Zepeda, he's coming off of a loss, a loss and an activity, coming back to a title shot. It's like, yo, Mauricio Sulaiman, he just want the Mexican fighters to have all them WBC belts, bro. God damn. Like, bro, can you make it more obvious? You might as well, look, man, take every green belt and just give it to a Mexican fighter. In every division, give the green belt to a Mexican fighter, and that's it. Like, yo, and this is a good fight. I'm not knocking it. Don't get it twisted. In the ring, it's a good fight. But what the hell did Zepeda do to earn a title shot? What are we talking about over here? That's why I told y'all Mauricio Sulaiman is a goofball. And he a piece of shit. Let me be more specific. He a piece of shit. Look at this. Where did you come from talking about, yeah, William Zepeda getting a title shot? It's like you want to give every Mexican fighter a belt, bro. Jesus Christ. Besides, Zepeda got a good chance versus Roach, I think. I mean, this is an even matchup. This is a real good matchup. Clarence McLean, shake him out that hand. Make it make sense. There's no way to make it make sense, bro. I wish I could. But the only way that I could make it make sense is by telling you Mauricio the goofball Sulaiman just want Mexicans with that green belt. So he keep giving Mexicans that title shot. Let me keep giving them title shot. One of them got to win. They got to win. Tay, you know what it is, man. You know my peoples, I call it how I see it. That's why, you see this? This is why when the sanctioning bodies just collapse, the WBC is going to be the first to go. The WBC, I already told y'all, man, to me, to Jay Smith, in Box Center, if you got the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA, and the Ring Magazine belt, you're undisputed champion. That's it. The WBC, put that shit somewhere with the IBO or with some other lower level title. To me, the WBC is shit now. Simple as that. Side. That's why they call it We Be Crooks. Or Won't Betray Canelo. Or We Back Chicanos. I mean, listen, it's embarrassing to see how often the WBC gives a title shot to a Mexican who's coming off of a loss. I named 3 right there. Ryan Garcia, Canelo Alvarez, William Zepeda. And all 3 are recently. Canelo Alvarez hasn't even fought yet. He's coming off of a loss to Terrence Crawford. He ain't even fight yet. His very first fight back is going to be for a vacant WBC title. God damn, man. Y'all really thirsty to get them green belts to Mexicans. You're not trying to get the best to have that belt. You're not trying to get the guy that earned it. You know how many fighters is undefeated right now? How many fighters is grinding hard to get a shot? And you give it to William Zepeda after he got made look like a Wendy's third shift janitor against Shakur Stevenson. He get a title shot? The fuck? Out. Roach might be mentally checked out from those 2 draws. He sounded really defeated after that Pitbull fight. I mean, he tired of it, man. He tired of it. He tired of it. And he's like, damn, man, I fought one Mexican, they gave me a draw. Now I'm going to fight another Mexican, and they want him to have a title badly. I got to beat the shit out of this guy so I could get the W. I really got to cook him. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a real good fight. I see Lamar Roach winning it. But I'm telling you right now, For Roach to get the W on the scorecards, he's gonna have to beat the shit out of Zepeda. It gotta be the type of beating that they just can't take it from him. If it's a close fight, Lamar Roach not getting the dub. I'm gonna sit here and tell you that right now. If it's close, you're not getting the dub, Lamar. They want William Zepeda badly to have that title. And let's see if they fight where they're gonna make the fight to. Let's see where they're gonna make it. Because I won't be surprised if they fight in a place where the whole crowd is gonna be in Zepeda's side. So they're gonna have Zepeda's gonna have the crowd, he's gonna have the judges, gonna have the goddamn referee. Everybody, Lamar Roach is gonna be fighting everybody. Tay, is there a fight this weekend? I think Zuffa got a card. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I gotta get back to you on that. Entertainment's 101, my peoples. I don't think Roach has enough, my G. Another draw. It's like I said, man. I think Lamar Roach is a better fighter than William Zepeda. And I think he should win this fight. But for him to get the W, he's going to have to beat the shit out of Zepeda. Because that's it. The powers that be want Zepeda to have that title so bad. They want Zepeda to become world champion. Coming off of a loss, title shot, I said, you know what that means. Side, they're going to fight in Mexico City. In New Mexico. Tay, yeah, Jai fighting this weekend. That's a good opponent too, man. His opponent is good. But he's going to cook him. Jai's going to cook him. And to be honest, I thought that Jai Opetaia was going to fight somebody with a name. Now, his opponent is good, but it's not somebody who has a big name like that. This is his first fight on Zuffa Boxing. But maybe they decide, okay, we're going to defend this title. We're going to do what we got to do. And then next, because like I said before, they've already stated that they're going to allow Jai Opetaia to pursue undisputed status. So they're going to let him fight for the other titles. Braskarov, WBC depth going in another direction. I'm telling you, man, the WBC is going to fall off big time. The fall of the WBC started when they stripped Terrence Crawford. I feel like at that point, Mauricio Sulaiman is showing us that he feels like the belts are bigger than the fighters. And it's not true. Fighters make the belts. Belts don't make the fighters. I promise you this. So the moment you see fighters going away from the WBC and not caring about that belt, it's going to get diminished. It's already fighters out there. Look at Shakur Stevenson. They strip him too. Now, let me show you what a piece of shit Mauricio Sulaiman is and how he moves. So Shakur Stevenson got stripped, right? He paid the sanctioning fee when he fought William Zepeda for the WBC title. He paid it. He moves up to fight Teofimo Lopez. The WBC title was not on the line. He didn't fight for a WBC title at 140. Yet Mauricio Sulaiman wanted him to pay sanctioning fees. The fuck you want me to pay sanctioning fees for? I didn't fight for your belt. I paid my fee when I fought William Zepeda. What do you want $100,000 for? What the fuck is you talking about? So you see that Mauricio Sulaiman, with some fighters, he likes to play hardball. I'm going to take your money or I'm going to take the belt. Play hardball, right? Watch this. Usyk mandatory is Caballero. And Usyk told him that he wanted to do a voluntary defense first. And he gave it to him. All right, go ahead, do your voluntary defense. Usyk is gonna be fighting a kickboxing guy. A nice little cherry pick for Usyk to get an easy win. So explain to me why some fighters you strip them, some fighters you let them fight who they want to fight. Some fighters could be coming off of a loss, like Zepeda, like Canelo, like Ryan, and they could get a title shot right away. Obviously, your ass do whatever you want and you don't treat every fighter the same. Y'all remember when Benavidez was Canelo mandatory for over a goddamn year? For over a year, Benavidez was his mandatory. Yeah, Canelo never fought him. Why you didn't force Canelo to fight Benavidez? You didn't want your Mexican cash cow to get his ass whooped. Tay, replace the WBC with the IBO. I'm all for it. The WBC needs to get the hell out of it. Fighters need to start rejecting that piece of shit, Mauricio Sulaiman and his trinket ass belt. Underrated Will. Lamont going to beat Zepeda. Nah, for real, Jay Smith, you're right. I mean, I feel like he's going to beat him because he's a better fighter. But I also feel like he got to beat the shit out of Zepeda to get the W. Got to beat him up. If it's close, he not getting the win. Fuck around and get another draw. Luis Pimentel, saludos, Jay. What's up, fam? Bam. Roach finally getting a belt. I think he beat Tank by 1 point and Pitbull by more. Nobody has beat him yet in my eyes. No, he got one loss in his resume, so Jamel Herring beat him, my G. Jamel Herring gave him his only defeat. But I agree with you. I saw him beating Tank Davis. I saw him beating Pitbull Cruz. Both of those fights. They did him dirty, bro. They did him dirty. Entertainment 101. Tamir Smalls is a straight bum shaking my head. Honestly, I don't think he's a bum. I think he can fight. I think he's good. I don't know, man. I don't know if he ran out of gas or what happened. Because if you look at that fight early on, when he was using that jab, he was controlling. He was winning. And then I don't know what happened. He got away from that jab, started boxing less and mixing it up and allow his opponent to make it his fight. Now, does Roach have that dog in him? I believe he do. I believe Lamar Roach got that dog in him, and he showed us. He showed us when he fought Tank Davis. And even with Pitbull Cruz, he showed us. He got dropped. He got hurt in that fight. And then what he did, stood right there in the pocket, traded leather with Pitbull. So Lamar Roach is a fighter who he'll box you. He can box. He's mad nice with it. Got the great footwork. But he'll stand there and trade leather with anybody inside the phone booth. He did it with Tank Davis. We saw Lamar Roach walking Tank Davis down. Tay, I think Sandor Martin beat Puello when they fought. That was a good fight, man. I'm going to be honest, there was so many swing rounds in that fight that it's one of those that could have gone either way. Because look at Puello and Subriel Matias. I felt like he beat Subriel Matias. They gave it to Subriel, but it was a real close fight. It was a real close fight, which, by the way, I think Alberto Puello is going to get an opportunity to fight Dalton Smith. And that's fair. Side, I thought Sandor Martin beat TO2. You see, that fight is also another one that it could have ended up in a loss to Teofimo Lopez. That could have ended in a loss to Teo. Sandor Martin can fight. He for real, he got the goods. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right now. This fight right here, I'm expecting Lamar Roach to walk out of there with a W, even though he gotta really show out so that they could give him the win, because they want to give it to Zepeda so badly. They want Zepeda to have that green belt. They want all these Mexican fighters to have a bout. That's why they lose and they go straight to another title shot. You don't see that some fighters, bro, who lose and they gotta wait years to get another title shot. Look at Alberto Puello. Alberto Puello lost his title to Subriel Matias. He was the champion. Lost his title and couldn't even get a rematch. They went right away, Dalton Smith. Here, Subriel, you got Dalton Smith. They brought Dalton Smith into the ring. So Alberto Puello couldn't even get a rematch for his title. Yet, Williams Zepeda lose to Shakur. Very next fight, he fighting for a title again. Some fighters, they just get a title shot right away. Al, just curious. If Roach loses, what's next for his career? I mean, I think if he loses to Williams Zepeda, he's going to probably consider moving up. Moving up to 140. Because if I'm not mistaken, this fight is at 135. So yeah, it's at 135. That's the WBC title that Shakur Stevenson had. So you let that sizzle in your spirit. Shakur Stevenson had that belt at 135. He defended against Williams Zepeda. Mauricio Sulaiman stripped him of that belt and is giving Williams Zepeda another shot at it. That's crazy work. Brad Lange, my boys got Indiana Golden Gloves on the 11th. Wish you luck, brother. Salute, family. That's fire, man. Congratulations to your boy. Tom Seaver, Ryan Garcia lost to Rollies and got a title fight. But that's what I'm saying. Look what Mauricio Sulaiman did. Canelo lost to Terence Crawford in his last fight. His next fight is going to be a title shot. Ryan Garcia lost to Rollies, then got a title shot. Williams Zepeda lost to Shakur Stevenson, is getting a title shot right after losing. It's like Mauricio Sulaiman just want to give a Mexican fighter a title in every division. Just take a green belt and give it to them, bro. Just give everybody a belt. Give every Mexican fighter a green belt. Fuck it, even the non-champions. Every Mexican fighter gets a belt. Do that Oprah shit. You get a belt, and you get a belt, and you get a belt. That's how he doing it. Tom Seaver, you're right, it's crazy. That's how he doing it, man. He want to give every Mexican fighter a green belt, no matter what. Because how's Zepeda lose to Shakur Stevenson for his title, and then Shakur gets stripped, and Zepeda get a shot at that same title that he just lost for? Shit don't even make no sense. You gotta understand that Mauricio Sulaiman is a piece of shit. Moving on to the next one, my peoples. The Dragon, this is a good fight. I ain't gonna lie. No, it's a good fight. I agree with you. It's a good fight. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, the Dragon. Yo, Lamar Roach is gonna have to beat the shit out of him to get the W. If it's a close fight, they're not gonna give it to him. They want Zepeda to have a title so badly that you gotta beat the shit out of him to get that win. I promise you. But I still got Lamar Roach. He's the better fighter out of them two anyways. Avery Young, WBC is killing boxing. That's why I said that the WBC is going to be the first sanctioning body to collapse. They're going to collapse. Why? Because fans are already turning on the WBC. Fighters are turning on the WBC. That's it. There's a lot of people that say, yo, I'm tired of these motherfuckers. Mauricio Sulaiman is a piece of shit. Mauricio the goofball Sulaiman. You're a piece of shit. So it's going to get to a point where that's it. Fighters ain't going to give a damn about no WBC. Because the way that they moving, they feel like their belt is bigger than the fighters. And it's not like that, homie. The fighters make the belts, not the other way around. The Dragon, IBO is the new WBC. That's right. They need to be the ones who replace them goofies. I already said it. To me, if you got the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO, and the Ring Magazine joint, and the Ring belt, you're undisputed to me. You ain't even going to need the WBC for me to consider you undisputed. Fuck them. That's my point of view. My people, check out what Shushu Carrington said about Now Ya Inoue. You're not a star unless you're really a star in America. If he really wants to break through that threshold, come to New York City. Shushu Carrington been asking for that smoke, been wanting to get in there with Naoya Inoue. But I'm gonna tell you like this: that statement is not accurate. You see how you say you're not a star unless you're really a star in America? That's not true, bro. You're not a star in America if you're not a star in America. But there's people that are superstars elsewhere. Now, yeah, you know, it's a rock star in Japan. He a rock star. Now, yeah, you know it's a much bigger star in Japan than Shushu Carrington is in America. He's a bigger star. This dude, look him up, my peoples. This dude in Japan is like the fucking Beatles. He's big, huge. And look what, you see, this what people have to understand about Naoya Inoue. And he said it himself too. In Japan, for his fights, he makes more money than most American fighters make in the U.S. It's only a few American fighters that make more money than Naoya Inoue right now. You got to talk about the guys at the very top. Naoya, Shushu Carrington don't make nothing near what Naoya Inoue make per fight. Not even close. Naoya Inoue make more money than you and sell out in bigger arenas than you. He's a huge star. A superstar. And here's what Shushu don't understand when he's making that statement. A guy like Naoya Inoue, he doesn't care to be a star in America. That's why he hardly fight in the U.S. He don't need to. Fighting in Japan, he makes a shitload of money. Selling out venues. Selling out the Tokyo Dome. I love you.
Take care.
I love you. Have fun in school. So don't get it twisted, my peoples. Now you know it, don't fight in the U.S. because he don't have to. But he made a real valid point. I seen him in an interview with his translator, I heard, because he don't speak English. And he said, in the weight classes that I fight, all the great fighters are either Asian or Mexican or they're not American. If you look at 112, if you look at 118, if you look at those divisions down there, the champions ain't American. The best fighters in those lower divisions ain't American. So if I'm fighting a Japanese world champion, why would I tell him, let's go fight in the U.S.? We both from Japan, or we both from Asia. He from China, I'm from Japan. Why would we go to the U.S. to fight? So people say, oh, he don't fight in the U.S. He don't. And he said it himself. When the U.S. got the best fighters in the divisions I'm in, I'll go to the U.S. and fight them. But the best fighters in the U.S. are not in these divisions, and I'm fighting the best. You know how many consecutive title fights? Now, yeah, you know it got, I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest. But this dude got mad consecutive championship fights. Avery, that's why he ain't coming to America, to the U.S. And he'll go to the U.S. because here's another thing. And you guys know this. You guys that live in the U.S., you know this is facts. The U.S. there's a very material mindset in the U.S. that has taken over. So in the U.S., it's about who got the most cars, who got the most iced out chains, who got the bigger mansion. very material mindset when it comes to people who's making more money. These people come from a culture where they not about that shit. Now, yeah, you know, with the type of millions of dollars that he made, he could retire today and live out the rest of his life wealthy. His kids live out the rest of their life wealthy. These people ain't collecting iced out watches and iced out chains and Bugattis, and they not blowing their money on shit like that. They not material like that. So the type of money that he got and the type of money that he's making, he don't ever need to go to the U.S. to try to be a big star in the U.S. He don't give a damn about becoming a big star in the U.S. This dude ain't even trying to learn how to speak English, bro. He don't care about that. It's not everybody. Yes, there's fighters out there who they not making money, so their dream is, damn, I hope I can make it to the U.S. I know over here in DR, some undefeated young fighters that are trying to make it to the U.S. because they know if I make it to the U.S., I can start making money. I can acquire fame when I get there. But if you at his level where he's already a superstar and making millions of dollars per fight, he don't care about going to the U.S. He don't care about becoming a star in the U.S. He don't need it. Side, do you think Bruce is more popular in the U.S. than Inoue? I don't know. Honestly, it's hard for me to gauge that. I know that Shushu Carrington has become very popular. Honestly, I don't know if he's more popular than Naoya Inoue. It's hard for me to say that. I don't know that he is. I don't know that he is. But I do know that he don't make more money. Not even close. Or he's not selling out more venues. And he's not more popular in the U.S. than Naoya Inoue is popular in Japan. This guy's a rock star in Japan, bro. Tay, if I was a boxer, I wouldn't mind going to Japan if they're testing, especially if it's in Tokyo. You know what they say, Jay Smith? Whatever happens out there stays out there. The Dragon, outside of Fulton and Donaire, who have he fought? Educate me. So I myself would have to look at the box record. I'm going to tell you why, the Dragon. Because think about it. How many fighters do we really know fighting at 118 or fighting at 112? It's hard for us to name guys. So he's fighting Asian fighters that a lot of us can't even pronounce their name. But all you have to look is at the rankings. Sky, I'm going to put it to you like this. In the last 6-7 years, Naoya Inoue hasn't fought anybody ranked outside of the top 5. He hasn't faced a single opponent that was ranked 7, 8, 10. Everybody he's fighting is highly ranked, or world champions, or highly ranked. Wes does it. Salute family. Bam. The Dragon. Ain't know it in the 120s. He's at 122 right now, but that's the latest division that he moved up to. If I'm not mistaken, he has only 1 or 2 fights at 122. He just got there. And he's already, if I'm not mistaken, like a 4-division champion, bro. So look how many times he's already moved up. The divisions that he was fighting in is people that we don't know because they're from Asia. Most of those lower division guys are either from Asia or Mexico. Guys that we don't know. That are not big stars because those lower divisions don't get that level of attention. But if you look at the resume, bro, now you know he's been fighting dogs for years and years and years. You won't find nobody with a losing record, with a bunch of losses, with, losing to bums. Nah, bro. Shushu 126. Shushu's at 126. You heard the Dragon. Shushu's at 126. But here's the dilemma. and that we have to consider with the monster with Naoya Inoue. Shushu's at 126, right? So he would have to move up to fight him. But then Bam Rodriguez is somebody who's interested in fighting Naoya Inoue, but he would have to move up. He would have to move up. Where Bam fight? Guys, can you check that for me? Is Bam at 118 right now? Bam would have to move up to fight the monster. Now, here's what Naoya Inoue said when asked about Bam. I want to fight him too. But I'm not going to wait too long. So, let's see. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to stick around and wait. But if Bam decides that he want to take that fight and move up, that's a huge fight. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Bam is the only guy that I feel like he could beat him. 115. Bam is the only guy that I feel like he could beat the monster. It's a real good fight, but I feel like Bam got what it takes to beat him. I'm not saying that Shushu can't beat him if he move up to 126. But I feel like Bam, his style, he got a better chance to beat the monster than Shushu because of his style. But that's a heck of a fight. Now, is Bam going to move up soon enough to challenge him? Or is Naoya Inoue going to say, nah, yo, I'm struggling making this weight. I've been here too long. He ain't moving up. I'm out of here. I'm going to go fight Shushu Carrington. Side, it was Tay, but Inoue was struggling to make the fights with big names like Chocolatito and Room Versailles. And then with Cuadro Alas too, but he a goofball. Casimiro, he a goofball. He a goofball. That's a fight that was in the verge of getting made. He a goofball. But I will say Chocolatito, he's like at the end, at the tail end of his career, took a couple of losses, and I think, his interest kind of faded in him. Like, like this guy's trying to beat fighters that are undefeated, fighters who are climbing up, and Chocolatito at the tail end of his career took a couple of L's, and it's like, I think the monster lost interest in him. Tay, yeah, I think Casimiro was ducking also. Casimiro, man, he be wilding out. He be acting up. At some point, he wanted to fight, but his personal life, he was acting too crazy. The Dragon, Casimiro's funny dude. He is. He a character. I would say Casimiro's like the Asian version of Rollies. The Asian Rollies. Third leg. You work with my Bud Hayward. You blow me? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Huh? Tay, if Shushu can't even beat Robesi, I'm going to tell you what, man. Robesi, he took a couple of losses, but he a great fighter, man. Carlos Perez, salute, family. Robesi a great fighter. And I believe that Robesi will become a world champion again. I hate the fact that he's been inactive, a lot of inactivity. I hope we can see him again. Hold on, man, because we got a dummy in here that need a 24-hour break. Yo, dummy, take that 24-hour break, man. Come back tomorrow, say something smarter. Sound like a dummy. Side, Jay Smith, Bam is a super fly, 115. Carlos Perez, salute, family. Clarence, you're right, man. Those be weirdos. Feeding for attention. Side, Shushu versus Espinoza. Ooh, that's a good fight. Out, block him. I'm going to take your word for it, man. We don't need that dummy coming back tomorrow. Been a while since we had to block one of them dummies. He out of here. Out of here. So, look, man, I'm going to tell you like this. I like this fight. I ain't even going to cap. I really like this fight. But, will Naoya Inoue move up? Ojo cuando le bloqueado. Ese idiota. Will Naoya Inoue move up? That's the dilemma that he's facing right now. Will Naoya Inoue move up? to fight Shushu Carrington, or will he wait for Bam to move up and challenge him? I would say those are the two biggest fights that he's looking at. Either moving up for Shushu or Bam moving up for him. Those are the best options. Or the biggest names that are close to now you know it. I really like this fight. I think that Shushu is gonna be using that height and reach advantage. He has a lot of reach advantage on the monster. But I've already seen now you know it fight guys that are a lot taller than him. And he still knock him out. He's so good at closing that gap and letting the hands fly. And now you know it, he's super heavy-handed, man. He's super heavy-handed. I've seen him, you know, like push guys around with his jab. Like he put his whole body weight behind that jab, bro. So now you know it, he's a super special fighter. Shushu special too. So is Bam. So those are all fights that we want to see. But again, the notion that now you know is not enough of a big star, Shushu wilding out for that. I think Shushu doing it just to get his attention, just to try to get him upset and make him say, you know what, I'm gonna fight you. I think that's what he's doing, because now you know he a rock star, baby. He a rock star, legitimate rock star. But my peoples, let me go back real quick to what we was talking about earlier. Ryan Garcia says that his next fight is going to be in July. And that there's going to be a fight announcement real soon. Who's Ryan going to fight next? Is it going to be Devin? Is it going to be Shakur? Is it gonna be Tio? Fuck it. Remember, Teofimo Lopez says that he's moving up to 147. Who's gonna be his next opponent? I'm gonna tell you right now, man. My favorite fight, my personal favorite fight for Ryan Garcia next is Shakur Stevenson. I love that fight. There's history between those two. They fought once in the amateur. Shakur beat him. Ryan says that he got robbed. And you've seen that they've been going back and forth on social media. I like that fight. Sai, he's going to fight Abel Ramos. A nice little cherry pick. You know, Greg Hackett told me that. He said, yo, Jay, this is first title. You're not just going to give it up like that. You're going to get somebody, you know, and defend that joint. So I guess, you know, Abel Ramos could be an opponent. But, man, you're coming off of the biggest win of your career. Obviously, got your first title. We want to see him fight a name, bro. We want to see him fight somebody that makes it a big fight. Luis Pimentel, the monster trying to get all them belts. I see him moving up. I think he still hasn't reached his real prime. Nah. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that, my brother. The monster's like 30, 31 years old. Been undisputed in 2 divisions. He's dead center in his prime. He's living it right now. That bowl legit. Love your content, man. Salute, family. Appreciate you, my brother. Bam, side. You know his prime was at 118. Nah, he's in his prime right now still, bro. This is prime. Look, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Now, you know it. If I'm not mistaken, you guys can fact check me real quick. He's 30 or 31 years old. He's gonna be in his prime for the next 4 or 5 years. The next 4 or 5 years, he's still destructive. That's why I only see Bam has a possibility to beat him, and Shushu Carrington has a possibility. But outside of those two, 32 years old, you see? He's in his prime, bro. He's in his prime. The Dragon, I believe your 30s is your prime. Yeah. I mean, your late 20s too. By the time you get to 28, you already hitting your prime. Being boxing news, family health. Salute family, bam. You're already in your prime. So right now y'all know is dead center in his prime. And he's going to be at it for a few years. The Dragon, I was hella strong in my 30s. Tell you, Espinosa might do Monster 30. I don't know, bro. I really don't think so, to be honest. Devin, Rolly versus Devin. Can't wait. It's looking like that fight is going to happen. But contracts ain't been signed yet. Remember that. Until both of those contracts are not signed, sealed, and delivered, we don't got a fight on our hands. But Rolly said he already signed his side of the contract, and they say, yo, Dev, go for it. Let's do it. So it looked like it's very possible that we get Rollies versus Devin. That's why, though, I feel like we could get Shakur Stevenson versus Ryan Garcia. Because ultimately, the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney rematch, for now, is not happening. Devin is going to be focused on Rollies. Who's Ryan going to be focused on? Side. Yeah, he's still prime, but 118-0 was putting Ish in the dirt. Devin, do you believe it should be Navarrete versus Foster next? Man, I like that fight. I really like that fight. Will it happen? I don't know. But I like it. Navarrete, man, he's such an exciting fighter to watch. He awkward as hell, but golly. Side, I want to see that fight, not Foster versus Ford. I think Ford is easy work for Foster. I like that fight too. I disagree. I don't think Ray Ford is an easy fight for nobody. I don't think nobody beats him easily. I think that's a heck of a fight. But throw Navarrete in the mix. Boxing fanatical, people like you cry and say they only want Ryan versus Haney. Ryan versus Haney, bro, I said I want Ryan versus Shakur. But what is you talking about? People like you cry. Oh yeah, you're a fanatic. You're a fan. I get it. Boxing fanatical, the name says it all. Ain't nobody crying about shit but you. Tell you, I got our belt beating Andy Cruz. That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm going with Andy Cruz. And I understand why you got Albert Bell, but I got Andy Cruz, bro. I know he took a L, and it happens. Boxing fanatical, got you. Look. I'm going to tell you like this. Albert Bell is man nice. Man nice. Andy Cruz, bro. Andy Cruz is a special fighter. And by the way, I felt like Andy Cruz beat Morataya. I felt like he beat him. It was a close fight. It was a competitive fight. I felt like he won that fight, bro. I really did. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. A lot of swing rounds in that fight, so I respect the judge's decision. But I promise you, Andy Cruz will become a world champion. And he's not just going to be one of these guys that grab a belt and then he's done. He's going to be one of those guys who grab a title, defends, unifies, wins a title in another division. Andy Cruz is a special fighter, bro. Don't get it twisted. That boy legit. Navarrete is messy. Too much slugging. Man, I'm going to tell you like this. Navarrete, he's such an awkward fighter. And he does some things that is unorthodox. You see this guy, his feet be tangled up, and he's still punching you, bang, bang, hard too, off balance. Navarrete will catch you with an uppercut from across the ring. Boom, hard too. Who does that? The uppercut, listen, I box. Some of you guys know that I box as an amateur. I got in one professional fight. The uppercut is a punch that you train to shoot it from inside the phone booth. Bang! Right there, close range. Even if it's a counter, your opponent is coming in, bang! Catch him with the uppercut. Navarrete shooting an uppercut from the other side of the ring and catching people with it. You know how dangerous that is, bro? For you to be from all the way out here talking about, boom. Yo, somebody catch you like that, boom, and will absolutely shatter your whole face. And Navarrete get away with doing it. Stay doing that shit. Boxing fanatical. I'm asking for Ryan versus Shakur too. And people be mad saying they only want Haney too. I mean, I got that too. I got that from a lot of people. When I say I want to see Ryan versus Shakur, people say, nah, I prefer to see Ryan versus Devin Part 2. And I get that because that's going to be a very much anticipated rematch. We got to admit to that. It's going to be anticipated. We know what happened in the first fight. Ryan with the 3 pounds over, tested positive. So we can say he cheated, right? So the rematch is very much anticipated. But my thing is, and I want to see that rematch, by the way. But my thing is, I already saw Ryan and Devin. I haven't seen Ryan and Shakur. I want to see it. I want to see how it plays out. The Dragon, I got Murataya winning that one. How can you train for that? Like, it was a real good fight. It was a real good fight, and it could have went either way. Tay, look like now how Nunes scared. Yo, Sugar Nunes was scared because you getting punched from all these weird-ass angles. The Dragon, bring in a drunken boxer. I think somebody like that will give Navarrete problems. But let me give you an example of the shit Navarrete be doing that it just don't even make no sense, but he does it. That's him. Look. Tell me what other fighter have you seen who be far away from their opponent and step in like this? Who does that? Tell me one guy. Who does it? Ain't nobody do that in boxing. I promise you, you will not go to no gym where they teaching you an uppercut from all the way over here like that. You see somebody doing that with the punching bag? You see somebody doing that with the mitts in your whole life? Nobody do that shit. But I think part of the reason why he catch people with that uppercut is because you're not used to seeing it. You training, you sparring, you doing everything that you do in preparation for the fight. You ain't never seen that. So when your opponent come with an uppercut from across the ring, boom, that shit catch you because you never even thought it was going to come like that. And then Navarrete, watch this. In boxing, one of the things that we all know is important is the footwork, right? How you move, how you place your feet, right? You got to be standing a certain way so that you could shoot that jab. You pivot your back foot for the straight right hand. Or for any punches, the looping right hand, whatever you're doing, you pivot this foot, right? The hook, you pivot the foot that is in the front. So your footwork is always consistent with what you're doing with your hands. Not so with Navarrete. This dude feet be like this, bro, and he's still. How your feet out of position and you still punching the shit out of people? Look, in every single Navarrete fight, you will see him off balance, boom, catching his opponents. Normally, when somebody feet off balance, they not punching because they looking to regain that balance. Bro, Navarrete punching you at all times. Feet be tangled up and shit, looking like he dancing salsa, still punching you in the face. BN Boxing News, Shakur will school the hell out of Ryan. I would love to see the drug cheat get smashed. Look, Ryan Garcia is saying that he's going to fight in July. A fight announcement coming soon. I hope it's going to be Shakur. I hope it is. I don't know. But if you think about it, you know why I think it could be Shakur? He's been awfully quiet. Have you noticed that Shakur not saying much on social media right now? Ryan Garcia all over social media, Devin all over social media, Rollies. But Shakur super quiet. It look like he working on something if you ask me. The Dragon, not just that, his combinations be awkward from different angles. Devin, conventional versus unconventional, man, it don't get no more unconventional than Navarrete, be. Unconventional, awkward, punches coming from weird ass angles. Tay, not beat the daylights out of Valdez and retire him. Gave Oscar Valdez the beating of a lifetime, bro. The beating of a lifetime. So, first vaquero fight I've seen was Dogboat, and Dogboat's a good fighter. But he too short, he too small, B. Navarrete beat him up. He put up a good fight. But I'm telling you, man, Navarrete is a problem. And when Shakur Stevenson was at 135, he was trying to get Navarrete to come up to fight him. But Navarrete wasn't having it. That's the one thing, too, y'all. How the hell does Navarrete even make 135, B? This dude's too big. He too big, bro. He looked big as hell in front of Sugar Nunes. He looked like he was in a different division than Sugar Nunes. You watch. Big as hell, still making 130. I think that Navarrete, at some point, is going to have to move up to 135. How long can he keep making that weight? How long can he keep doing it? He a big-ass 130-pounder. Big. Al, how long is that awkward style sustainable? I mean, honestly, I think it's something that he's gonna get away with for a long time, bro. Cause if you really think about it, Navarrete is quietly putting together a Hall of Fame resume. If you look already the champions that he beat and the highly ranked opponents, he's now a 3-division champion. He's also a unified champion. So Navarrete is quietly accomplishing. Yeah, accomplishing, big. Tell you, I can't believe Navarrete started at 112. He was a real skinny dude. Sai, I don't know how Espinosa made 126 at 6'2". That's when you got to have a natural frame. You know when people are like naturally real skinny? You got to be naturally skinny to be tall and make such a low weight class. Pasta track. Toughest street fighter I've ever seen was an Irish dude like 5'4", and you could not knock bro out, but he would throw a quick 6-inch punch and put people in the ambulance. Golly, Albino Martinez. Talk about something else, G. The Dragon. What it is, Navarrete punch be thudding. No one want to walk into that shit. Yo, Navarrete is somebody who has a lot of power, and he can do it right there from point blank range or at a distance. He can do it from everywhere. From everywhere. My people, those of you who were here when the whole Oscar De La Hoya, Virgil Ortiz kicked off, I said it from the very beginning. Virgil Ortiz was making a big mistake, and he was going to lose in court. Look what Virgil Ortiz said. This post is also a big mistake. Look what he's saying. Although the judges didn't see it our way, and the fight is blocked for now, my team and I will be moving on to our arbitration and to the court appeal. My time with Golden Boy is done. I'm confident that my right to move to other opportunities will be upheld. The word upheld is actually stupid right here. It's not being upheld. Oscar De La Hoya's contract was upheld. As always, I'm in the gym, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. So, if Oscar De La Hoya beat you in court already, and you're going to try to get an appeal, Chosen One Productions, salute, Camachito, mi hermano. If he already lost in court and he wants to appeal, you're not talking about shit being upheld. You're trying to overturn. You're trying to overturn a decision that was already made. And where Virgil Ortiz is actually headed is to arbitration. You know what arbitration is? It means we're on the contract and we're gonna sit down with somebody who's gonna try to mediate and try to make us come to an agreement because you're trying to leave and I'm making you stay. So an arbitration was really good. What can happen is that Oscar De La Hoya says, you know what, you want to buy yourself out of your contract? Give me 100 million or give me 50 million. He can ask for whatever he wants in arbitration. And if they can't come to an agreement, then Virgil is going to be stuck under Golden Boy until May of 2027. That's when the contract expires. Now, what did I say before? If you sue your promoter, you better win in court. Because if you lose, your ass is cooked. Now he's standing there talking about, yeah, I'm done with Golden Boy. Oh, you sure you done with Golden Boy? You on the contract. What you mean you done with Golden Boy? So what he's suggesting is that he's not going to fight under Golden Boy anymore. But he's on the contract. You don't want to fight? Cool. Your ass is about to be inactive until May of 2027. Inactivity. You fucked up. You should have just... From here to May of 2027, you would have got like 3 fights in. 3 fights in, you would have made money. You would have been active. Your name would have been going up. You stay inactive until next year for over a year, your stock goes down. People stop talking about you and start talking about the people who actually are fighting. Chosen one. MVP emergency presser tomorrow at MSG. Let's talk about it. Tonight or tomorrow morning. Live from there. Oh yeah, we definitely got to talk about it, my brother. We're going to sync up. We're going to sync up behind the scenes and we're going to make that happen. Pasta trap, fees, shackle hands. We don't know what they did to him. You're right, we don't know what they did to him. But he's not saying that they did nothing to him. He's just saying that he's a free agent because the zone contract expired with Golden Boy. He's not on the contract with the zone. He had a horrible argument that he was making to get out of his contract. That's why I knew he was not going to win in court. Emil J-Man, salute, bam, shackle hands. People stay saying things about Oscar, so I don't know. But boxing is always like that. When people don't like somebody, they say anything about it. We just got to look at the facts. The facts are that Virgil sued because he felt he became a free agent. And a judge reviewed the contract and was like, nope, you're not a free agent, buddy. You can't fight under nobody. You can't do a contract with nobody. So the facts are that the reason Virgil sued, that shit got rejected in court. You didn't have a good reason to sue. You don't have a case to become a free agent. You cooked. So I'm not going by what the people say about Oscar. People don't like Oscar. But just because he wore some fishnets doesn't mean a judge is going to look at the picture and say, yeah, you wore fishnets. You can go, Virgil. It don't work that way. For you to leave your contract, there's got to be breach of contract. And Oscar De La Hoya did not breach the contract. That's what that says now. Side, all this to duck Boots. I mean, he says that he wanted to fight Boots without Oscar De La Hoya. The Dragon. So how long Mikey Garcia was on the shelf with Bob Arum? Now, Mikey Garcia's situation was worse. I think he was on the shelf, if I'm not mistaken, either 2 or 3 years. Because he had a long way to go in his contract when he tried to pull this move. So he was inactive for mad long. Virgil Ortiz is trying to leave his contract with only a year and change to go. But that's a year and change of inactivity that he could face. That he's probably going to face. Because he's saying, I'm done. He's saying, right now, he's saying, I'm done with Golden Boy. But you're under contract, my boy. Look, think about this. He's saying he's done with Golden Boy, while Oscar De La Hoya is saying, I'm going to enforce that contract. I'm enforcing the contract. Which means two things. Number one, you fight under Golden Boy. Virgil says that he's done with Golden Boy. So now we move on to option two. You don't fight at all. Sit your ass on that shelf and collect dust. So for the people that was telling me, nah, because Oscar's trying to protect him. Oscar's just protecting him. You think a promoter that you're trying to backdoor, that you're trying to leave, is trying to protect you? You're confused. Oscar De La Hoya is not trying to protect him. If Oscar De La Hoya could make the fight with Boost tomorrow, he will make it to watch Virgil get his ass whooped. It will give De La Hoya nothing but pleasure to feed Virgil to somebody that's gonna whoop his ass. So when he leave Golden Boy next year, he got that L on his resume. He not protecting him, my peoples. Forget that. Chaco ass, he bugging. He already missed too much time for sickness. Virgil already had inactivity. Remember at the welterweight division, he was going to have that fight with Stanionis, and the fight got canceled twice because he had health issues. Then he had to stay inactive for some time before moving to 154 and finally fighting. Now you're going to get more inactivity. More. Somebody said it earlier. Ryan Garcia became a world champion before Virgil Ortiz. J. Root, Asiatic. Dude messing their careers up. Shackled hands. No breath for Virgil. The Dragon. They fight once or twice a year. So I'm going to say this, J. Root, Asiatic. I think what's messing Virgil's career up is his own peoples. His lawyers, his managers, people who are greedy. And you know why I say that? Because he could have fought Boots under Golden Boy in Matchroom. But no. He got somebody in his ear trying to tell him, nah, yo, if you make it with Matchroom, we all gonna make more money. So now you got him fighting his own promoter. Well, guess what? He lost the fight in court. Now his ass gonna be inactive. You look like, I said it before, man, and I'll say it again. You do not sue your promoter unless you got 100% evidence that they breached the contract and you're going to be able to get out. Because if you lose against your promoter, now you stuck with Golden Boy, and now he knows that you're trying to leave and that you're going to leave when the contract finishes. So now he could do whatever he want with your ass. Now Oscar De La Hoya is in a position to say, Virgil, you're going to fight who we tell you to fight, or you're not going to fight at all. What you want to do? You want to stay inactive? Cool. Take your ass home. I don't want to see your goofy ass face. We're going to run out your whole contract. You could sit on the shelf collecting dust. So he gambled and lost. Don't sue your motherfucking promoter if you're not guaranteed to win that fight in court. Now Virgil's talking about, yeah, we're going to appeal. You're going to appeal what? Yo, that appeal, you know what you're doing with that appeal? Wasting your money on lawyers. Y'all wasting lawyer money because that shit costs a lot of money. You want to sue, it costs money. And then you lose, De La Hoya can even make you pay the expenses for the lawyer fees. Now you have De La Hoya suing your ass for the lawyer fees. Like, you can't, because I keep going back, and I said this to people before, to the reason for the lawsuit. Okay, let's bring it back. Virgil Ortiz claims that because the Zone's contract with Golden Boy expired, he's now a free agent. But my G, you never been on the contract with the Zone. The fuck is you talking about? What are you talking about? You're a free agent because the zone contract expired with Golden Boy. You not signed to the zone. You don't got no contract with the zone. Your contract is with Golden Boy. So why would you think that you're a free agent because of the business that's going on between Golden Boy and the zone? That's crazy. From the very beginning, I was like, yo, he gonna lose. He gonna lose. You're not in contract with the zone. What are you doing? The Dragon, Ortiz, going to mess around to be an average fighter. An average fighter. Voice text, trash. Tay, the Dragon, they will do him like they did Mikey Garcia. That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. Mikey Garcia's situation was worse because his contract had like 2 or 3 years left, and they kept him inactive for the whole time. You ain't fighting nobody. You try to leave, now you're not fighting shit. Virgil gonna be on that same boat. And those of you who were in that episode of Boxing for Breakfast, you know that I told you. Virgil is gonna be looking at some inactivity. He may not fight one more time under Golden Boy, but will be on the contract with Golden Boy. Inactive until May of next year, 2027. That sucks. So what would have been better for him? You think about it. What would have been better for him? Continue to fight? 2, 3 more fights on the Golden Boy? Step his profile up? Make more money? And then when it's over, yo, I'm out. Peace. Or what he chose to do, sue and lose in a courtroom. Ryan Bascom, hey brother, how's the celebrity business? Salute family, bam. I don't know yet, man. I'm not a celebrity. Tay, the Dragon, Tay, I agree. Ryan Bascom, Mikey Garcia is far from average. Now, look, Mikey Garcia's big mistake was moving up to the welterweight division. If you think about it, Mikey has such a great career, winning titles, unifying titles, winning in different divisions. But the moment that he decided to move up to fight Errol Spence, his whole team was against it. His father was against it. His brother was against it. Trainers, coaches, everybody was against him fighting Errol. And for the first time in his career, not only did he take a L, but he got made to look average. Then he fought Sander Martin, and he fought somebody else. He got, like in the welterweight division, Mikey Garcia did nothing but get beat up. He went up there to get beat up, and his stocks went down. Because in boxing, people just remember your last few fights. Boxing is a what have you done for me lately sport. But if you look at Mikey's career, Mikey Garcia's career overall, he had a great career. Great career. It was a great fighter. Should have just never went up. Should have never went up to the welterweight division. Too small. Too small. Shaco has, forget G-Bo. Ow. Who's advising Virgil? I don't know, man, but whoever's advising Virgil, they need to get fired. I should have been advising Virgil. I would have told Virgil, listen, I know you want to leave Golden Boy. You don't got a case. Golden Boy never breached a contract. So the best thing that you could do, keep fighting on the Golden Boy, and when the contract expired in May, go sign with somebody else. And that's it. That's what I would have told him. I told him, yo, Sue, we're going to get out of this contract. They fucked up. Now they got Virgil cooked. Ryan Bascom agreed. Should never have fought Errol. He shouldn't have fought Errol or nobody at the welterweight division. Mikey Garcia too small for that. He messed up. 918. G made the streamer. True, 147 was too much. Too much. Too much. There was nothing that he could do in that division. You know, you guys remember Mikey Garcia in lower weight classes, 135, 140. Well, 135 mostly, and 130, he was knocking people out. Knocking them out. Man, at 147, he hit Arrow with his hardest punches, and Arrow was looking at him like, the fuck? That's what you got? Mikey couldn't do nothing in that division. Mikey Garcia at 147 was like when Oscar De La Hoya moved up to 168 and got pummeled by Bernard Hopkins. And it's like Oscar De La Hoya would hit Hopkins with everything. And it's like, you couldn't do nothing with him. That didn't taste like nothing to Hopkins. Jay says, good morning, Jay Smith. I'm here. Salute, family. Bam. Ryan Bascom. Excellent at 130. He was a special fighter. Special. Tay, Rick might be the one advising Virgil. Yo, I don't know who's advising Virgil, but they did a horrible job. They put him in a bad situation. Real bad situation, because you stuck at Golden Boy. Now you stuck at Golden Boy and trying to leave. Talking about we're gonna appeal the decision. What you gonna appeal the decision for? To waste more money on lawyers? More cuando pueda para que me termine. Y cuando tú termines para que me echen de jugo. Like, what you gonna appeal for? To waste more money in court? Ryan Bascom, B-Hop, got Oscar and Tito like that. You see, neither Oscar De La Hoya nor Tito Trinidad should have been fighting in that division. Shouldn't have been fighting in that division. That's why they both got their ass whooped. The Dragon. Mike had a great career. I wasn't downplaying Mikey Garcia. Yeah, Mikey Garcia had a great career. But the tail end of his career didn't play out as it could have because he made a bad decision. If you think about it, Mikey Garcia never even came close to winning a title at welterweight. Because he got beat up by Arrow, and then after that, he won beat a nobody, and then got beat again. Beat up. Wasn't it Sandor Martin that beat him up? I think Sandor Martin is the guy that beat him up. And then after that, it's like, what are you doing in this division? He couldn't accomplish. Too small. Ryan Bascom, natural middleweights only. Jay Smith, how you feel about Cotto? Cotto, a great fighter. Cotto is one of those guys who truly is an all-time great. Showed it in the ring. And look, I like those fighters from that era because they was really fighting everybody. Just like Oscar De La Hoya. If you think about Oscar De La Hoya, he fought everybody and anybody. That's the thing. In boxing, we remember the most recent shit. People remember the fishnets more than how many titles Oscar De La Hoya won. If you think about it, people talk about the fishnets more than all them titles that he won. So these fighters from that era, they was really fighting everybody. Everybody can get it. Sai, how do you think Bud would have done in the early 2000s welterweight gauntlet? Honestly, I feel like you put Terrence Crawford in any era and he was going to be successful. He was going to do big things. Any era you put Terrence Crawford, he was going to do it big. Tay, you think Iglesias will be able to unify if he win the IBF belt? What weight class? What's his weight class again? What's his weight class? I want to consider potential opponents. Tay John, Virgil is a stone cold fool. He a fool, bro. He a fool. Don't sue nobody if you don't got proof and you're not sure you can win. Because if you lose that lawsuit, your ass is cooked. Suing your promoter and losing, that's a career killer right there. This is the person who got your career in their hands. He got your career. Now what? Now De La Hoya control your career and you stuck on the Golden Boy until May of next year. He's cooked. He is completely cooked. And it's like we were saying earlier, Virgil already experienced inactivity when he was sick, when he fell ill at the welterweight division. Already. And now you're going to experience inactivity again. More inactivity. Come on, man. You're gonna be 30 years old. I think Virgil's 28 right now, but how far are you gonna go without even getting a title shot? Virgil hasn't even got his first title shot yet. Iglesias at 168. That's a tough division, bro. But he mad nice. He mad nice. I think he got the opportunity to unify, but that's a tough division, man. He hanging with the big boys. The Dragon. What about Blair Cobb versus Ryan Garcia? Ooh, that's an interesting fight. Woo! Blair Cobb. Blair Cobb been inactive too. I don't know why the hell he went and signed with Don King. Ever since Blair Cobb signed with Don King, how many fights he's had under Don King? One? Like, why people even sign? Like, look, man, I got respect for Don King. He's accomplished a lot. He's been involved in a lot of big fights. But I would have signed with Don King. Jason, now Virgil's 27. There you go. 27 years old and headed for inactivity. He won't be able to fight till he's 28 now. And this is his second time that he's been inactive. How many total fights? Check out the number of fights Virgil got. How many total fights he has? Tay, Ryan versus Rashidi Ellis. Ooh, I like that fight. But Rashidi Ellis, man, he a dangerous fighter, man. I don't know if they want to put Ryan Garcia with him. He a dangerous fighter. Look, a dangerous fighter who doesn't have a big name, I don't think that's who Ryan is going to want to fight. Dangerous. There you go, 24-0. Virgil Ortiz is 24-0. No title shot yet. How many fights Shakur Stevens had when he became a world champion? How many fights Devin Haney had when he became a world champion? How many fights Tank Davis had when he became a world champion? How many fights Teofimo had when he became a world champion? So what I'm trying to show you is that Virgil is delaying himself. All of the people I mentioned became a champion younger than him. Jerron Buchanan, who unified titles at the welterweight division. All of these guys started accomplishing earlier than second time of inactivity is going to be now. See? Ow, Don King still alive? Sheesh. He a promoter. You don't remember AB signed with Don King? And I think he didn't do a single fight on the Don King. They had a falling out already. Tay John, I was arguing with Virgil Dad on Twitter last night. It seemed that they just don't understand. I mean, I don't know what they thought was going to happen by suing Oscar De La Hoya. I don't know if they got lawyers telling them, don't worry, we're going to fix this, we're going to fix this. Nah, your lawyer's not going to fix this. The lawyer's not going to fix it. And Virgil Ortiz going on social media to say, I'm done with Golden Boy. That's a horrible move. Take his phone from him. Take his phone from him. Because Oscar De La Hoya is the guy holding your career in his hands. Shackle hands. Rashidi needs some rep. Man, listen, Rashidi Ellis is somebody who he mad skilled, mad fast, got power, got skills, but too much inactivity, man. You got to get in the ring. You got to fight. Rashidi Ellis got to fight, my people. Tay John, it's low-key sad to see Johnny Beck having all these health issues. He should retire. Well, he popped 30. He popped 30, so he's cooked. He's cooked. Health issues and popping 30. He's cooked. His career is almost over. If it's not already over. The Dragon. What Virgil is 27 and still haven't won a world title? Bro, you're a 27-year-old prospect. You're like a 27-year-old prospect right now. It's not just that he ain't even win a world title. He ain't even fight for a world title. And you headed into inactivity? Coño, loco. And I'm going to tell you guys like this. And I want you to think about it. If I'm Virgil's advisor, if I'm his lawyer, if I'm his manager, what I'm telling him is, yo, if you fight Boots under Golden Boy and Matchroom, yes, you're gonna make less money. We're all gonna make less money. But if you could get this W, and we believe you can, your star power is gonna skyrocket. Your stocks is gonna skyrocket. So you could get 2, 3 fights in with Golden Boy, and then in May of next year, when the contract is up, we get the hell out of here. We out of here, and we go with somebody else. But for now, we on the contract. Let's stay right here and get this money and keep making our star power go up. The decision to sue was a horrible one, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it's playing out. MZ3, he's not a prospect. He's a title contender. And look, I agree with you 100%. That's facts. But what does it mean to be a title contender if you're not fighting for titles? You're not fighting for titles, and you never fought for a title. So what does it really mean to be a title contender when you're not fighting for titles? Ryan Bass, not everyone fights for a world title. I think people have the wrong idea about that. Don King and his flags still here. Yeah, he still got the 2 little flags. He waving around the little flags. Ryan Bascom, bad move doing Golden Boy that way. I'm telling you, Virgil Ortiz and his team, they thought they could backdoor De La Hoya with Eddie Hearn. They were like, nah, we're not making this fight between Golden Boy and Matchroom. We're going to make it with Matchroom alone. Because, look, it's a simple logic and it's simple math. If you do the fight in-house and both fighters are with Matchroom, then we can make more money because it's only under this promotional company. We can make more money off of it. If we do the fight between Golden Boy and Matchroom, we're going to make less money because now it's 2 promotional companies involved. But you're under contract. What do you prefer to do? The fight under both or no fight? Inactivity. Do the fight under both. To me, that's what makes the most sense, as opposed to staying inactive. Don King also have a champion, that guy that beat Badu Jack. And Don King, I think he's gonna be suing. I don't know if he's suing Riyadh Season or he's suing Zulfa, but he's suing somebody because they try to take one of his fighters who's under contract with him and put him on their card without him. They try to backdoor Don King. Ryan Bascom, De La Hoya, too slick. He saw it coming. Bro, one thing about De La Hoya, like him or not, he a smart businessman. Look where Golden Boy's at. Golden Boy is one of the most important promotional companies in the world right now. De La Hoya is not a dumb guy. He's a smart dude. He's a very smart guy. Business savvy. And De La Hoya is so smart that he knew from the very beginning, I didn't breach the contract with you. I've never breached a contract with no fighter. You're not going to be able to leave. De La Hoya knew it. He knew he was going to whoop his ass in court. You see, if Virgil Ortiz would have said, they didn't pay me for my last fight, or they didn't pay me my full purse, or they didn't pay me what the contract said, he would have been able to leave the contract. The only problem is that you agreed to a contract and De La Hoya has fulfilled it 100%. You can't leave. Can't Oscar sue Virgil for breaching? No, the only way that Virgil would be breaching is if he signed a contract and fight under somebody else. Because he can't. So if he does it anyways, then he will be breaching. If Virgil Ortiz refused to fight, that's not breaching because the promoter got on who he's gonna fight. So if Virgil says I don't want to fight on the Golden Boy, De La Hoya can't force him to fight, but then he could just keep him inactive. You can't sign with anybody else. So Virgil is in a position right now where he either fights on the Golden Boy or he don't fight at all. And he himself is saying, I'm done with Golden Boy. Cool, you're done, but you're still on the contract. You ain't fighting. That's why I said the other day when they first started this situation, going to court, Virgil suing, trying to get out of his contract, I said, Virgil's gonna be cooked because De La Hoya is gonna say, oh, you trying to play me? You trying to backdoor me? You're not fighting, buddy. Sit your ass down in that shelf. Ryan Bascom, can he fight under Zulfa? Yo, he can't fight under nobody. The judge already ruled. Look, watch this. This proves to you that Virgil was trying to backdoor De La Hoya with Eddie Hearn. You guys may have seen it that Eddie Hearn offered Virgil like a 1-fight deal and a 3-fight deal, something like that, right? So De La Hoya went to court, and the judge, the first thing that happened is that the judge put a restraining order. And that restraining order stipulated that Virgil cannot fight. You can't fight nobody until we review these contracts. That was the first win that De La Hoya got in court. The second win that he got in court, which was more recently, is when De La Hoya basically won. The judge was like, nah, you can't fight nobody. You're on the contract. You don't got legal grounds to leave your contract. So that's it. He's stuck with Golden Boy. Now the next move, Virgil saying that he's gonna fight it. He's gonna appeal it. That appeal is just gonna be them wasting money. You're not gonna win the appeal either, bro. It's the same shit. You don't have grounds to break your contract with Golden Boy. You never had a contract with the Zone. You never signed shit with the Zone. So saying, well, because the Zone is no longer with Golden Boy, that means I'm a free agent. Huh? How the fuck did you figure that out? Who lied to you? Who lied to Virgil Ortiz? Tell me so I can call him a liar. You a liar. You a lie. That's the reality. Tay, there can only be one Tay in here. You gotta go, buddy. Whoa, we got Tay John and Tay? There's too many Tays in the building, man. There's way too many Tays over here. Side, Virgil shot himself in the foot. Bro, forget, he shot himself in the pinky toe. You know how much that shit hurt? Right in the pinky toe. Messed up. Jay is now. Virgil is a weird kid. He left Robert Garcia once because Robert didn't go to one of his fighters' fight. He has too many fighters and said his son and Virgil didn't like that. Tay, I wonder if he actually running the company. Jay Gibson has 28 likes. Let's get more for Jay Smith. My people, no ghost watching. Y'all know what it is. No ghost watching on Boxing for Breakfast in 2026. Ryan Bascom, his only move is to apologize to Oscar and figure it out. Damn, that's a hard place to be in. I don't see it happening. I mean, think about it. You try to backdoor him with Eddie Hearn. Now you're on social media saying, I'm done with Golden Boy. And we're going to appeal this case. Like, you kicking and scratching to get out that contract. So your relationship with De La Hoya is cooked. Now all De La Hoya got left is like, yo, let me shit on this nigga. I'm going to shit on him. He either not going to fight or I'm going to feed him to the wolves so he could get beat. I'm going to get you your first L before you get out of here. Tay, if I'm not mistaken, Virgil used to be Team Canelo before Robert Garcia. I wonder what happened there. No, but he's actually, according to Oscar De La Hoya, he's trying to go back to Team Canelo. He's trying to go back. Canelo's going to have his own Canelo Promotions, and Virgil's trying to go over there. But it's not going to happen. He cooked. He cooked, my peoples. Until next year, we might not see Virgil in the ring again. Remember I told you that. We might not see Virgil this whole year. And here's what I don't understand. Here's what I don't understand. If you've been following Virgil, he had nothing but praise for Oscar De La Hoya before this whole thing started. Oscar De La Hoya, I can't say nothing negative about him. He's done right by me. He's given me career paydays. He made me a star. All he said was positive things about Oscar De La Hoya. And then all of a sudden, when the Boots fight became a possibility, everything changed. Now he want to leave Golden Boy. Because I'm telling you, they brainwashed him to think, you can leave Oscar De La Hoya, leave Golden Boy, make it an in-house fight with Eddie Hearn, and we all going to make more money. But damn, what about the contract that we got going on? What about a little bit of loyalty? God damn. Ryan Bascom, De La Hoya isn't the worst guy on the planet. Maybe he'll throw him a bone. I don't know, man. When I'm looking at the way that Virgil handled himself, I think that instead of throwing him a bone, De La Hoya gonna throw his ass a grenade, bro. A grenade, bro. Tay, no loyalty from Virgil. None whatsoever. Virgil tried to do to Oscar the same shit that Conor Benn did to Eddie Hearn. Only difference is Conor Benn's contract was over already. Conor Benn did it the smart way. Played the cool with Eddie. You my guy. I'm loyal to Eddie. When his contract ended, slid up out of there. Shitted on Eddie Hearn. But Virgil's contract hasn't ended. He tried to become a free agent. He lost. He took a nasty L. MZ3, who would give Virgil his first loss? Geronimo Sanders. Geronimo Sanders gave him his first loss. But he don't want to fight Geronimo Sanders under Golden Boy Matchroom. He want to do it only with Matchroom. Tay, Ramirez, remember Zuffa tried to steal Bam from Eddie? Seems like nobody's safe unless you PBC. Nah, but PBC, nobody got to steal people from the PBC. Fighters leaving PBC on their own. Or they inactive. The fighters are not safe from PBC. If you sign with PBC, you're not fighting at all. Ryan Bascom. Yeah, you're probably right. Wishful thinking, Virgil is cooked. I don't, honestly, bro. With the way that Virgil handled himself, damn, I see Shackle Hands was on Box Center 2.0, underrated Will. Wes Dustin, salute my brother. Fan Bang, salute family. So, damn, somebody telling me to talk in Indonesian. Bro, I don't speak Indonesian. I don't even know what language is spoken over there, my G. Jay is an Oscar will give Virgil his first loss. I mean, Oscar already gave him a loss in court. Virgil's 0-1 versus Oscar De La Hoya in the courtroom. 0-1. Salvador Mosqueda, salute, fam. I can never be mad at Oscar. Not after the way he looked out for Mayweather Sr. After being kicked out of his own son, Floyd. Oscar brought Sr. a mansion and a whip. Yeah, he took care of him. Took care of him real good. Aroma Sound. There really are no friends in boxing. I remember when Devin and Shakur was talking that brother stuff too. I mean, boxing it's the hurting business. Literally, we're here to hurt each other. So forget about friendship. Ryan Bascom. There are people that say Virgil versus Boots. Virgil beats Boots easily. Isn't that wild? I mean, I understand it because when you're a fan of a fighter, you want to see him winning every fight. Even Virgil don't believe that shit. You don't remember when they faced off in the ring? You got Boots right in front of you telling him, I'm going to beat your ass. And Virgil sitting over there talking about, my favorite fight to make would be Errol Spence. That's my dream fight. Man, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. Side Virgil taking that out. Ryan Bascom, Indonesia. What the Like, yo, bro, I don't speak that. My bad. I wish I knew the language, but I can't help you with that, big bro. Salvador Mosquera, Boost wins against Virgil. I agree. Boost beat the shit out of him, bro. Beat the shit out of him. Virgil make it a good fight, but ultimately, Boost will beat him up. You could take that shit to the bank to get some pounds. Side, Arrow is my dream fight. And then, I don't know if you remember, Boost was like, yeah, y'all was talking all that shit. What's up now? We wasn't talking. We was only responding. We only retaliating. It was y'all that was talking first. Motherfucker looks scared to death. Tay, I don't trust Virgil Sr. I mean, there's a possibility that Virgil Sr. is the one that was like, yo, let's get out of here. We're going to make more money with Eddie. Let's break this contract. They fucked up. Bad. Salvador, fam, I would like to see Virgil win against Boots, but it won't happen. Facts. I'm telling you, Virgil not beating Jerron Boots Ennis. He not. And that's why I think they decided, yo, if we're going to fight Boots, man, we're going to need a shitload of money to get our asses whooped. Ryan Bascom, that's not true. There's friendship. Look at Holyfield and Bo, Porter and Spence. Then again, look at Roach and Tank. Yeah, but you got to remember, Holyfield and Bo only really became friends after they retired. The same thing with Porter and Spence. After they retired, they became cool, but while they was active, they wasn't friends. And even Roach and Tank, there was that narrative out there that Lamar Roach gave Tank a heck of a fight because they cool and they trained together and they sparred a bunch of times. That turned out to not be true. Lamar Roach himself said it, that him and Tank never been friends. They've been cordial. They ran into each other at gyms. Sometimes they've even trained in the same gym at the same time. And they see each other, yo, what's up? What's good? Bam, bam. Cordial. They don't hang out. They never hung out. They never been cool. None of that stuff. None of that stuff. That was a fake narrative. Ryan Bascom, Holyfield and Bo were friends before their second fights. Nah, bro. They were, I would use the same word. Cordial. We had a fight. We respect each other. And whenever we see each other, we're going to be cool. But they wasn't friends. You're not going to find a single picture or a single video. Because, okay, let me say this. I'm going to put it to you like this so you can see. And this is the same thing. Where we work at our place of work, there's people that we get along with, right? That when we get to work, yo, what's up, what's good, right? But most of those people, you're never going to invite them to your house to come chill, break bread with you. They never going to invite you to their house to break bread with them. You're not going to hang out with the family. You don't know what they doing. You only cool with them inside of the job. That's it. Those are not your friends. Those are your co-workers that you cordial with. So it's the same thing with Holyfield and Bo. They wasn't hanging. You know who's friends in boxing? Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. Why? Because outside of boxing, they hang out together. They hang out with each other's families. They visit each other in their house to do non-boxing shit. Those are friends. But if we only get together in certain settings, then we're not friends. If we only see each other when we at work, we're not really friends. That's why people get their heart broken. Especially young people. They get their heart broken because they go to work every day and they start thinking that that's my friend right there. And they start thinking that's their friend. Then when the shit hit the fan, damn, I thought we was friends. No, motherfucker, that's your co-worker. You're not friends. It's a big difference between the people that you cordial with, that you show respect and they show respect back, and the people that are actually your friends. Just because we cordial and we cool when we see each other doesn't mean that we're friends. It just means that we have a mutual respect. Mickey Rourke. Cordial and friendly, two different things. That's what I'm saying. It's two whole different things. It's a mutual respect, but that doesn't mean we friends. Ryan Bascom, I didn't know Tank and Roach weren't friends. That's too bad. Yo, Roach said it himself out of his own mouth. We cordial, being from the same area, we see each other, we say what's up to each other whenever we see each other, but we ain't never been friends. We ain't never hung out. We don't chill together. Cause that's what your friends are. Your friends are the people that you be like, yo, let's chill. Let's watch this fight together. Let's go over here. Let's do a little family thing. Let's do a little picnic with the families and shit. Let's go on this trip. Let's go to the beach. Those are your friends. Not the people that you just, when we see each other, we cool. That's not your friends. Justin May, the rapper. If you can do that for me, please, I would really appreciate it. Thanks. JJ said has 30 likes. Come on, my people. No ghost watching in 2026. Y'all already know Box Center is headed to #1. We don't need the ghost watching. Ryan Bascom, yeah, maybe. They tried to cultivate that image. No security and all. Maybe I remember wrong. Holyfield and Bo. Yeah, but you remember they fought 3 times though. After the first time they were cordial, and then they fought 2 more times. Brutal 3 fights. Which, by the way, when Riddick Bowe dished Holyfield his first loss, I was almost crying. I remember my eyes being watery because at that time I felt like nobody could beat Evander Holyfield. And then Riddick Bowe did it. Dished him his first out. Side, that's an acquaintance. There you have it. And you know what? A lot of times people get their hearts broken, especially people in their 20s, people that are younger, because they start to think that an acquaintance is a friend. And they start acting like this is my friend, this is my friend. So when the acquaintance shit on them or turn their back on them, they get caught off guard because they thought they was friends. Don't get confused, man. Not a lot of people are your friends. Very few people are your actual friends. Then it's acquaintances and people that you cordial with. Tay, you think Hitchens fight 140 again or move up? Look, he hasn't said that he's going to move up. So for now, I got to assume that he's going to stick around. For now. JJ said that has like and subscribe. Ryan Bascom, I remember great fights, all 3. Remember when the guy with the fan, with the parachute and all of that landed in the ropes mid-round? Damn, people beat him up badly too. They beat the crap out of him. Ryan Bascom, you're right. And I've had that happen. I don't really have close friends now. I'm a loner. You see? It happens in life. To most of us experienced it. Well, we thought this my friend, because we see each other all the time, we friends, and then they shit on us. And like, God damn, I thought that was my friend, shit. That's why, and that happens a lot at work too. Fan man, that happens a lot at work. Because you go to work, because you see somebody every day, you think that they're your friends. Nah, that's your co-worker. A lot of people at the job, they say what's up to you and they play cool with you because they got to see you every day. You got to do the same shit. You say what's up and be cool because you got to see them every day. You don't want to be an asshole at work and you don't want to be uncomfortable every day. So you get along with everybody. That's just called a co-worker that you cordial with. I had an experience when I was like 21, 22 years old. I don't remember. Where it told me, yeah, at work, when I go to work, I'm cool with everybody. You ain't never going to be my friend. We never going to be friends. And I don't say that to people because I don't want to hurt nobody's feeling. But I draw that line. You know why? Because what you got to understand is that when you go to work, everybody's at their best behavior. You don't really know people at work because everybody's at work. So everybody's trying to be professional. Everybody's trying to do things the right way. So you don't know people at work the way you might think you do. I remember one time, yo, a group of us from work, you know, at every company, there's always some shit where a group say, yo, let's go all hang out together. Let's go all to the club together, shit like that. And I remember, yo, a group of us went to a club, and yo, the most professional dude, that was like, yo, that's my guy, what's the deal? The most professional dude. As soon as we got to the club, this motherfucker started chugging vodka. And you know the people who get drunk and they want to fight with everybody? Motherfucker got drunk. Yo, look at them niggas on that table, be they stunting on us. Look at that bitch ass nigga over there looking over here. Oh, look at that dude over there. Put a bottle on the table, he's trying to stunt on us. What he looking at? I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? The fuck is this nigga talking about? So watch this. I see this dude is a whole different person than the guy that I know from work. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Goddamn, I don't know this guy. Okay. The next week, they like, yo, let's go to the club. I'm like, nah, I'm good, fellas. Nah, come on, Jay. The same guy's telling me, yo, come on, Jay, let's go. We're going to have a good time. And inside my head, I'm thinking, nah, this motherfucker, to him, a good time is getting drunk and trying to get into a fight. That's what he thinks is a good time. I'm not with that shit no more. That's high school shit to me. I don't go. Yo, the following Monday, the other co-workers show up. Like, yo, we had to leave this nigga because he picked a fight with like 6 niggas that was on a table with 6 women, and he kept going to that table trying to pull their girls to dance until one of them guys got up. Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't see these women not messing with you? Fuck yeah. Fuck you, bitch ass nigga. What you want to do? And guess what? He telling the people at the table, yo, these niggas want to fight us, bro. And everybody's telling him, nah, yo, they want to fight you because you acting goofy as hell. Now he wanted to fight with his own co-workers. Guess what? Everybody left him. Like, bro, do what you got to do over here. We out of here. They left him. This dude showed up to work on Monday with like 50 lumps in his head. Forehead lumped up, nose twisted to the left, lip broken, lumps in the back of his head. They beat the shit out of him. And then he goes to me like, yo, Jay, them niggas is traitors, bro. They traitors. They left me in the club. I'm like, what happened? Nah, because I was beefing with some people. They should have had my back. You think if you go to a club to have a good time, now you're going to be getting into a fight over some goofball? I'm like, damn, yo, I'm sorry it happened. But it's like I told you. I tell you that story to say, at work, people behave because they're at work. You know the real them when they get outside of work. That's what I mean. I go to work, cool with everybody. Cordial, hey, what's up? We not hanging out outside of work. No. Oh, no, we're going to have this party. We're going to have this. Have fun, my people. Bam. I'm not with it. I'm not going. Round basketball, I believe I've seen that happen too. Queen. Hi, man. Sorry for being late. What are we talking about? Salute, my brother. Virgil Ortiz, man, trying to leave Golden Boy. He's cooked. He lost in court. And now he's stuck with Golden Boy until May of next year. Ryan Bascom turned on you eventually, didn't he? I didn't give him an opportunity to turn on me. Because I was like, bro, shit happens. And every time they invited me to go somewhere, he invited me to go. I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. So eventually he just stopped asking. And he would say, he would invite other people and be like, yeah, Jay, don't be trying to hang out like that. Nah, I wasn't trying to hang out with you, buddy. Side, you got to let them find what they're looking for sometimes. Yeah, that's how you got to do it. That's how you got to do it. My peoples, I'm about to end this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Salute to everybody who tuned in this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Ryan Bascom, Quabe, Sai, JJ's in their house. Who else, man? Tay and Tay John. Too many Tays in the building today. God damn. Justin May, the rapper. Salute, family. Appreciate you dropping in. Bounce Back 22. Salute, my brother. Hold on, Bounce Back 22. I didn't read that. Let me read what Bounce Back 22 said. This is why I hate the overuse of the term duck in boxing. This clearly shows that fighters may want the competitive fight, but contract stipulations, promoters, and networks dispute get in the way. Oh, great family. Who else was in the building? MS3, salute family, and everybody else who tuned in this morning. Al, what's the deal, my G? I appreciate you. Y'all already know, my peoples. Tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Boxing for Breakfast is going to be on, and we're going to do what we do. Let me leave you with the word of the day, because we were already talking about it. Stop thinking that everybody who plays cool with you is your friend. That is a huge mistake. And why people get shitted on all the time, because they trust people that they thought was their friend, and then it turns out that it wasn't their friend. My peoples, do not ignore red flags. If you see that this person be shitting on people, they gonna shit on you too. Stop thinking, oh, he different with me. He really cool with me though. Nah. Somebody that shits on people gonna shit on you too. It's only a matter of time. So stop thinking that everybody's your friend. Everybody's not your friend. Everybody don't want to see you win. Everybody don't want to see you do good. I promise you, everybody has half friends that you think is your friend, and that person is secretly praying to watch you lose. Whether they want you to get fired from your job, whether you got a new car and they hate that you got a new car, whether you doing good and they hate that you doing good, and then you be thinking that's your friend. So there you go, my people. That's the word of the day. Everybody's not your friend. Remember that. This is Boxing for Breakfast. I'm Jay Smith. I'm getting the hell out of here, my peoples. One love to everybody who tuned in. Bam. Enjoy the rest of your day, fellas. There you have it, my peoples. That was today's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Salute to everybody who tuned in on Box Center 2.0. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, man. 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We are.